Hello everyone, it's your boy, the Kitty Gaming. You can also call me the End Gamer, because that's my in-game name. So today we'll talk about the Crucible event, the Act 8 Crucible event, where you have the realm event that you need to complete. But we will talk about the path clearation of the casting shadows, which is this. I did once, but I failed, so I will do it again. But I know what kind of things I need to do, so I don't have problems. I will do it later on because I'm kind of busy right now. So here, this is the first one I will be talking about today. It's an easy path to take and it's an easy boss to tackle, so you don't need to worry about anything. I will explain you. And if you're new here on the MCOC, then I would like to tell you that you don't need to cover the legendary path right now because you can see here it is stating that you need to either complete the normal path, the normal quest, I mean, or the legendary difficulty to complete this event. But if you are an old player, I would like to suggest you to complete the legendary path because that's going to be a helpful to you because you will be getting a 3 to 4 rank up gem if you 100% explore the quest. So for the Black Widow path, you need to choose the hood. Here, you can bring any champion here. Any means any. It is quite an annoying defender if you push him to SP2, but it is easy to tackle if you just let him stay on SP1. Remember, if you push him to SP2, he will be invisible, and it's going to be a quite terrible experience if you ask me. And also, his attacks are going to be really powerful. You just need to don't get hit. That's what I will say. You can bring any kind of champion. You can bring any kind of science champion here. Just intercept him and dodge back. If you have willpower, then this is going to be a so much bonus on you because Caltros will affect you with a bleed debuff. It is not going to deal you with any kind of damage, but it is going to heal you. If you get hit, then it is going to be a quite annoying thing. Otherwise, it is an easy path to take. Moving on to the Red Skull. It is an annoying defender if you ask me. It takes quite a time to complete, and it is an really annoying defender. In the Red Skull path, you need to have certain kind of champions like which can affect this defender with poison. If the defender is affected with poison debuff, then your attack rating is going to get increased by 200%. If you don't have any kind of debuffs like that, then you need to have at least a bleed debuff. Because here in this node, bleed synthesis, if the attacker applies a debuff on the opponents, while defender is suffering from a stun debuff, both will be consumed and it will be converted into an poison debuff, which is going to be helpful here as well. So you just need to bring any kind of champion which is going to affect this guy with bleed or either poison. There are certain types of champions like Mortal Abomination, and for the bleed champions, there's lots of options for this path. It is an easy boss if you ask me, easy to dodge, easy to tackle, but it is quite annoying. Here, you can just bring any kind of champion which is going to affect this guy with Incinerate. If you deal with the Incinerate, you're good to go. If you don't, then that's a quite a problem. Also, here you need to play a little bit aggressive. By aggressive, what I mean, there is this node, the scared step. Here, you need to land a hit every 10 seconds. If you don't, you will get rooted and the defender is going to cook you. Otherwise, you're good to go. If you ask me about this, the defender has 50% chance to inflict the attacker with rapture on contact. Don't try to get hit. Moving on to an easy defender if you ask me. Here, in the War Machine path, just don't need anything else. You just need a villain champion. Through a villain champion, there will be superiority gain. Through superiority, there will be a repulsive node. For each debuff, activate on the attacker, ignore 30% of the damage. they would be striking on the defender up to max 20% if the attacker has superiority. They reflect damage with 200% increased potency while striking the defender instead, ignoring it. Also, you don't need to bring any kind of mystic champions here. You just need to bring any kind of villain. For me, I would take the God here, or maybe the Venom. Both are villain, both are good champions here, and both are going to be really quite easy to win. Push him to SP2, I would say, because that is easy to dodge. Don't push him to SP1. If you push him to SP1, then just block it. For me, Black Panther Silver is quite an annoying defender. If you get hit, you're cooked. In this path, it is quite annoying because the nodes you can see here, it is quite make really annoying. First of all, let's go with the six senses. The defender has 50% chances to auto block all medium and light attacks, which means that you cannot just go and strike the blocks and just attack in any way you like to do. Because if it auto blocks, you're going to get stunned and maybe you're going to get finished because this guy has explosive burst damage if you hits him for a couple of times. Also, this guy has explosive armor, which is going to be a really, really annoying thing. Also, this guy has 6% evade and auto block chances, which increases his evade and auto block accuracies. If this guy evades or auto blocks, it grants the defender 30% of the power of the power instantly. So this is quite annoying. And I would like to suggest you Medusa for this champion. Why Medusa? Because here in this area, Medusa have the armor shatterer, which is going to shut down all the armor buffs, auto block counter. For this, if the Black Panther relies on heavily on auto blocks, Medusa's armor shatter disables it completely. Here, I will suggest the strategy with the Medusa. Build up from SP1 to SP2 to apply armor break. Stack enough trigger armor shatter, usually after SP1, 3 or more fury buffs. Once the armor is shattered, the BP cannot auto block or gain armor buffs. Both Sixth Sense and explosive personalities are nullified. Just play safe, avoid hitting into his blocks, and let Medusa raw damage do the work. Now, moving on. For the Sea-Hulk boss, she is quite easy defender to deal with, but here, as you can see, she has Newton's law. What happens here? If the defender is knocked down, they gain a non-stacking, unstoppable passive which lasts around 20 seconds. For this boss, it is quite an annoying thing because she's going to rush you with the Newton's law node on it, and you won't be able to attack it quite easily. If you think that you will be blocking, then that's not going to happen also. This boss is also immune to shock, as well as I forgot to mention the Black Panther is also immune to bleed. So you cannot just go with the hit monkey and just finish it off with bleeds and something like that. This guy also has physical resistance, so it's going to be really important that you don't choose anything else other than Medusa for this boss, especially. In this boss, I would suggest best thing that you can bring is Juggernaut. Why Juggernaut? Because if you intercept this thing while the Sea Hulk is on Unstoppable, you will gain Unstoppable for a longer period of time. Also, she won't be able to gain Unstoppable again for the next couple of seconds, and you will also gain a really amount of increasing fury. So for this boss, just bring Juggernaut, or you can also bring Mole Man because it is quite easy to deal with Mole Man here because Mole Man also has unstoppable charges. So you can either go with Mole Man or Juggernaut. This is a perfect option for this one. In this boss, Mr. Sinister, it is quite always a annoying defender because of its healing. But here it is going to be a little bit easier. If you have Red Skull, then this boss is yours. If you don't, then don't worry, we got the technical suppression. Whenever tech attacker attacks with the special attack, they gain 100% chance to heal block the defender for 8 seconds. The defender is already heal blocked, the attacker instant gains a fury buff, and the duration of the special attacks increased by the rating of 70%. So here, if you just bring the red skull, it's going to be quite easy for you to finish this boss off. Also, the tech ascendancy, the tech attacker skins 40% more attack on this one. So it is going to be quite easy for you to bring this champion. You can also bring Iron Man Infinity War and also Penny Parker. Both are always a good champion because both can activate non-healing blocks on you while also dealing quite a bit damage on this champion. With the Iron Man Infinity War SP2, it is quite really high amount of damage you can really do in this boss. And also with the Penny Parker, you can shut down this buff or this node, you can say, power burn of her from the SP2. It is going to be really easy for you to tackle. But I would just suggest that bring Red Skull, because if he hits your block, draining the power. So it is just easy, really easy if you have Red Skull for this boss. Moving on to the Diablo. Diablo is easy, but it's quite annoying if he heals up. But the thing is, this guy has a soft vulnerability. Just bring the new Black Widow, just bring her, you will be good to go. Because she is the best champion you can bring here. So you don't have to worry about this thing because you will be affecting the debuff, shock debuff on the defender. So you don't need to worry about this kind of things. If you do get hit by him and you get poisoned, you can just easily nullify that thing through a knockdown. Is quite an easy defender if you ask me. Just don't get hit and don't try to block this guy because he will be unblockable. Yes, the attacker offensive combat rate is kind of increased, but little bit of power is training every second. It is not that kind of effective if you ask me, but just remember that if you somehow push yourself to the SP3, just wait for a couple of seconds, you can just deal the SP2 damage, which is going to be really important here. Because push him to its limit, push him to at least, I would say, uh, around 20% through just doing nothing. Don't knock him down, just do the soft damage. It is quite a longer fight, but you have to be patient on this fight. This deal the last 20 bit of damage by doing the SP2, a huge amount of burst damage, and he will be knocked down easily. Moving on to the Omni-Man. Whenever the cosmic attacker fails to trigger a buff due to chances, they gain 100% chance to trigger a fury buff instead, increasing their attack 80% by 80% for 7 seconds. This guy also has the Sixth Sense, just like the Black Panther boss that we earlier saw. This guy also has conclusive resonance. Striking into the defender's block or auto blocking cause the attacker inflicted with a conclusion. Just stack this thing if you have willpower and gain some heal. Here, richer get riches. For this path, if you ask me, you can bring either the Hulkling, the Odin, or the Serpent. All three are really good for this path. He is quite an annoying defender to dodge, but if you are careful enough, you can just do it easily. Corvus Glaive is quite a little bit annoying, I would say, because its SP2 is like a zoo, zoo. For this boss, just bring the Absorbing Man, man. This is so easy with the Absorbing Man because of this thing. The defender is struck 50% chance to inflict an armor break on the attacker. And for if you have Absorbing Man, if you have the Absorbing Man, as you know, he's going to stack up the rock charges because he will nullify this thing and gain the rock charges, which will be eventually move up to 600 rock charges. And if you throw a special one or special two, he will gain a heal, which is going to help him heal while the fight is going on. Also, he's going to damage the defender with critical burst damage around 30 to 40k easily. It's like off the chart. He's just so good for this boss. And if you don't have an absorbing man, which is a problem here, just don't get hit. I would say, yeah, just don't get hit. Because there's nothing like that which is going to be a tough thing for you to deal with. Moving on to a really annoying boss that I hate. I truly hate this guy, Ebonimo. He had a really little health, but he does have some unique things off the charts. Through critical setup, as you saw earlier, if you do a same number of combos like the previous one, you will get a guaranteed critical hits. Both champions attacks increase by 500% when using a heavy attack. So you can just press through with heavier and heavy. You can bring any kind of champions, just deal with the heavy. I would say Dr. Doom is really good for this path, or you could say the Onslaught is also really good for this path because with the Onslaught, you can just spam the heavy attack and move up yourself to the SP2 and then throw it. And you see the number of damage deals on this guy. While close to defender, attacker gains fatigue debuff. Through here, it is going to help you with the willpower if you have it, heal, but it is also going to reduce your critical hits, kind of a, but it's not that kind of problem because you will be dealing with the heavy attacks all the way. So it is quite easy if you ask me, if you have either Doom or either Onslaught. Moving on, Proxima Midnight. She's an easy champion to deal with. Here, it is really an annoying thing because the special one deals 30% more damage, and the first melee or instant projectile hits, such as from beam or psychic beam, is unblockable. Projectile with flight times like arrows is not count as unblockable, so don't try to use them. Event flow not count. The defender has protection, reducing all incoming damage by 60%. If you knock down the defender, it removes the protection, grants attacker with the Fury passive. And as you know, if the Fury expires, the protection came back, and you have to do it again. Whenever the defender is inflicted with a non-damaging debuff, like armor break, because here it asks you, don't inflict this champion with a non-damaging debuff. If you do, they will be gaining unblockable passive for 8 seconds. And if you don't do it, you will be getting affected with cold snap. The defender also takes 100% reduced damage from cold snap effects and gains a regeneration buff, healing 1% of max health per second until the cold snap is fine. So don't use Arcus Vision here or anything like Iceman. Don't use here. For this path, you can just use the CGR, the Cosmic Ghost Rider. He has a permanent armor break on the opponent applied, and he will be dealing a really rush damage on the opponent. He's a really good champion for this one. Use him, and you will be good to go. If you don't have Cosmic Ghost Rider, there are other options like Gamora, Hela, Ronin, and many more. For this path, there is a couple of notes which are not that quite annoying if you have the certain number of champions. Here, Cold Soldier. If you inflict them with a debuff, they will gain a frigid charges. If you don't, it is not a problem. Whenever the defender activates a special attack, they consume all the frigid charges and applies an equal number of cold snap on you, dealing the 50% of your own damage over 50 seconds. The defender reaches 6 plus frigid charges. They instant consume this on themselves and deal the number of damage to themselves only. Don't hit the defender's block, because if you do, they will gain 7.5% charges. And if the attack don't deal any kind of damage, amount is doubled. They will be gaining 15% charges. Performing a well-timed block will going to cause you a really hard. If you do perform a well-timed block, which is going to pay the champion, you will be gaining a few charges. If you stack these few charges up to 5, you will consume all this and get a burst damage, 25% health. And if you want to remove these few charges, just hit the defender blocks. If you do, you'll be good to go. These and these are quite an annoying combination, but it is not that tough. Whenever the defender activates a special attack, you will be inflicted with a heal block and an armor debuff, reducing armor rating by 40%. Your true strike, true accuracy, and true focus and true sense will suffer 100% ability accuracy. For this champion, not many people will agree with me. For this champion, the serpent is really good. It doesn't get affected by heal blocks, so you will heal with the help of armor breaks, while also you won't be affecting them with any kind of bleed debuffs. For the Hercules boss, you just need to be really focused on this because here it is quite annoying. Here, there is a node called critical eye. If you lands any kind of critical hits on this guy, he will be getting unblockable charges, making its each attack like suppose he has two unblockable charges, it's his next two passive attacks or light or medium, any kind of attacks will be unblockable. If you intercept this guy, then you can remove his unblockable charges. And if you can't, that's going to be a really problem for you. The defender removes all unblockable charges, gives the attacker a 20-second precision increasing critical rating by 20% per charges removed. So it is going to be quite a tricky if you ask me, because you're removing through intercept to gain more critical charges. So deal more critical damage to make him gain more unblockable charges. It is quite annoying if you ask me. But if you can just go with the flow and just get this guy and don't get hit, that's going to be a really easy thing for you to do. For every 10 hits, there's a combo party node. For every 10 hits on the combo meter, the attacker gets a permanent cruelty buff, increasing their cruelty attack damage rating by 500%. When struck, the attacker lose all the cruelty buffs and the combo meter is lost. It takes a 40% of that damage for each cruelty buffs are removed. So don't get hit. It is going to be really, really important for you to realize that don't get hit and try to deal intercept because you need to be really intercept on this guy. If you can't, then it's going to be a problem. If you think that you will start the fight off with the block, he will be aggressive. He will be dashing you forward and using heavy attacks instantaneously. So you need to be really focused on this fight. I will ask you if you have a low end device, just restart the game, have a fresh fight with this guy, and knock this guy down. There's a protection. If you just knock down the opponent, it goes on a cooldown for 15 seconds and repeat this process. Whenever the attacker activates precision buff, while they have a cruelty buff active, both are removed. The attacker instant gains a steady fast burst, allowing them to block unblockable attacks. For this guy, you just need to have a champion like Cyclops. Cyclops is a great option for this guy because he has the new buff that he recently got. With that, he gains precision, prowess, and cruelty all together, and he can stack this thing and also deal a really good amount of damage on the opponent. Moving on to our last local boss, the Daredevil. He is an easy boss to tackle because of this only this node. Assault battery is like a storage unit where you need to hit this guy with everything you have. Hit this guy with critical hits and everything. And if you do that, then he will be gaining battery charges. If you deal a really good amount of battery charges, then just knock this guy down with special attack, and he will consume that all that attack more than 200% of the damage that you dealt. It's really easy. Just don't get hit. Just don't get knocked down. If you get knocked down, you will be consuming that damage that he is going to consume. I need to be specifying this that you need to knock down him by special attack, not normal knockdown. But if you do get knocked down by a normal attack, that's going to be a problem because you will be consuming that and getting that damage and you will be instantly knocked out. For every hit on the attacker's combo meter, defenders gains a power increased by 0.5. This is not going to be really like thing that you will see as a difference, but it will be if it goes up to 50%. The attacker uses the special attack, three of their combo meters are reset. When the attacker uses special attack 3, the combo meter is reset and he will be getting knocked down. So he will be also getting reset. If it not enough for the defender to get knocked down, it will be resetted and you need to do the same process again. Domino is a great option for this guy. Just attack him, store the charges. You can also use strong. He's a really good attacker on this kind of things because of her prowess. If you just deal that specific two, she will be giving really high amount of critical hits and will be easily able to knock this guy down. Finally, the boss. I will suggest you just go through any videos of other channels because I'm not going to covering this because her video is going to be available. I don't know if mine is or not, but just go to any other channel. You can just search for this boss and learn her tactics and what kind of phases that you need to do. The boss is same, everything is same. Just go to a video, watch that, and learn and come back. So you have completed path and you'll be getting a lots of points. I will be completing, I guess, the next paths on the coming videos if I get a really good amount of response on this one. So till then, stay safe and see you soon.